Hey everyone, welcome. Thank you. Thanks for coming on the stream. Look, there is a guest I've been trying to get. I asked him over a year ago, and he's a very busy guy. He's a very busy guy. You probably have known already from the name on this stream, but we have tonight Mad Max.
Hey everyone. Yes, he is persistent as all hell. I thought he would give up, and he didn't. And he seems like a genuine dude. He's a nice family guy, so I appreciate that. He likes Star Wars. He's got a good nerd shelf there. So yes, I'm happy to be here. Some of you might not be happy I am here. It's props to you for having me on. I am a controversial figure in fandom. I am. Hey, Ryan Kinnell. Hey, Ryan, I miss you, bro. Oh, hey, Ryan Kinnell. I miss you, bro. I know you're friends with Ryan. I'm not faulting you for that. Everyone makes mistakes. No, I once cherished Ryan Kinnell as my friend too. So.
Well, maybe you can again someday.
I would like to talk to him again.
I think he's a great guy, but
that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to.
There we go. All right.
I'll behave. I that's all I'm going to say. But I at least get that for coming on. Hey, Ryan Kinnell.
If I bring Agnes Signor on here, what's going to happen? That's what I'm wondering.
I will talk to Andy again if I have to on here. Yeah, he's in my. I need some more intro material. Yeah,
I'm telling you.
There's Chubby Teddy. Hey, Chubby.
Yeah, hey, Chubby Teddy. So yeah. Anyway, I was just gonna have him on. A long time ago, I was gonna have my X amount of streamers cast, and I was having different guests on, and Max was one of the ones I was trying to get on a while back, and he couldn't do it.
Nice shirt as well. Nice shirt.
Oh yeah, Karate Kid. Yeah, I got my Karate Kid shirt on. We'll be talking about some Cobra Kai. You watch Cobra Kai?
Yes. I forget what happened last. I mean, I really like the show. But the quality is still great, but it jumps every once in a while. But I'm really looking forward to the new season. The main actors, the Karate Kid, and they're great. All the old cast, the young kids are cool too. They're fun. Great way to hand off to a new generation.
I was gonna say, I mean, we can jump straight into that, but the reason we first met, I can't remember the guy's stream. He was talking about the EU. I was just Googling the expanded universe, Star Wars expanded universe, and there's this guy talking about the EU, and I was like, well, I don't know if that's quite right. And I said something in the comments, then everyone's like, whoa, Matt's here. Get Matt on. I was like, guys, I don't know this guy. It isn't my stream. I think you got on later, but then we got to talking, and I was like, oh, I need to have this Max guy on there. He knows some movies, loves some movies. Checked him out. Used to do the, and I missed this, but you used to do the hard case reviews, the metal case. DVD.
Yes, you're the only one that's, wow. You're the only one, because my other friends were like, boy, you were horrible. You were so bland and dry.
No, that was great because you.
Oh, really?
No, because here's the reason why. Because I'm watching this, and you have a real love and affinity toward movies. I mean, you just love movies. You truly do.
Too much. Just so you guys know, I got into debt from my fandom of movies because I do like to support the industry, and I collect steelbooks, and I've had to stop, which is something. I mean, if you can't do it healthy way, you have to reevaluate yourself. And I could still be a fan of movies and not have to buy everything, and not have to own everything. So that's what I've got right mentally, because you also said behind the scenes you knew I took a break. I finally got to the point I was kidding myself that I was under control. That's what a lot of addiction goes to. You can have addictions in a lot of things in life. Mine was, and I will be honest too with my mental health. I have a lot of mental health issues in my family. And part of the thing I dealt with my depression is buying things or products or looking forward to things. And that's how I got down that route of just buying stuff to make myself feel better and like to keep going. But I reevaluated my life, and I found ways to enjoy it without owning everything. Good. And it's working so far. I'm like 3 months where I haven't bought a single Blu-ray or Steelbook.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
But you used to go to, hey, Jamie.
I used to pre-order every Steelbook I could. Even a different version I would get. And I do that with, I also like video games and everything else too. So that I have that problem too. So I've stopped with altogether. I've just doing rental services and streaming services.
Yeah.
I'll wait till it comes back. I'll wait till it comes back to like HBO Max or something, you know.
Well, to be honest, everything is streaming now. So I mean, just about everything you want to see is streaming
So
now.
streaming's actually saved me money in my health a little bit. And I'll just, I'll wait till it comes back around. Everything comes back around.
Yeah. Yeah. and but you used to do reviews. Are you going to Best Buy, going across the shelves, talking about this one, that one's cool, that's on your list and stuff like that?
Yes.
And I was like, okay, this guy has just a love for big movies. So what I wanted to ask, my first question is, how did that start?
Well, my father also had a lot of, when I was growing up, we had some dark times with his mental illness too, but the one thing we really always did was watch movies together. I think that's where it started. Like all the classics. We watched the original trilogy like once a month at least for the longest time on VHS. And I think that's honestly now I really never, it's kind of weird, Matt, because I never really thought about it like this, but I think I'm into it so much because of my own mental health that I look forward to stuff, but also because my dad had such problems and there's some negative stuff there where he still has a lot of problems, but he's doing better now. But that's where we connected. That's the main thing we could do. And it was a positive thing in my growing up where some of the other stuff wasn't. That was the positive stuff with my father growing up. It was always movies and music and stuff. Absolutely. So I think that's where it started.
And that's where we inherit a lot of our likes as we go by. I mean, there's a reason that I know James Taylor and Barry Manilow because my mom loved Barry Manilow, my dad loved James Taylor. And you have those things that are special. I'm also into board games, so that's because we used to do a family board game night. And you have these great memories of you and your dad watching, enjoying, laughing, trying to guess who the killer is or whatever it was. Yeah.
My favorite movie switches. I like A New Hope the best. I know everyone says Empire, but I just love New Hope. The way it is just so optimistic towards the future, and when Luke realizes everything and he shoots the Death Star and all that, I like the whole OG trilogy. I like all the Star Wars films until the sequels. So
yeah, no, okay. So you didn't like the sequels here. That's a great
no, and I'm different now than when I started YouTube. Also, if you see a lot of the hate ragers on YouTube, not naming any names, but you also have to see there's something else going on in their life. When I really went hard and I did the Kathy Kennedy fired, and now I kind of regret some of the things I thought on YouTube, but I was really angry at the time. I was really angry because of what happened to Luke after I like The Force Awakens. Well, The Last Jedi is really where I got upset. And so other things were happening in my life. I lost a second job and I got, some personal family stuff was going on that was very sad. And I took to the internet and I just, lost it for a while. And I did all those Kathy Kennedy fires, Ryan Johnson trilogy canceled videos myself. So I don't think I would do that now, though. I feel like I've grown a little bit. Because I found out that it's just making people miserable, including myself. Like people that like it, even though I think my personal opinion is, that was where the light switch went off. I'm like, you know what? This isn't just making me miserable more. So what? I don't like the movie. I don't want to ruin it for other people. I mean, that's what happens a lot in fandoms is we do it so much that it ruins. Even though I don't think there's much there to like in the sequel trilogy, my personal self, I don't want to ruin it for other people, make them miserable. Like, who am I trying to prove it to anymore? I'm just, doing the same thing. And after I got that out of my system, I moved on and I try to do more positive stuff. I have other positive plans too. Let me see.
So what I have is with all that, the sequel trilogy, I think one of the big things is it betrayed the original characters of the main trilogy. You know, everyone kind of flipped over, and Mark Hamill, before he got a gag order put on him, was kind of complaining a little bit
So
about
you have
that.
seen it now?
Say what?
You have seen the sequel trilogy?
No. This is just what I've heard. And
Mark I was wondering because I said, Matt, I want to see your video after you watch it.
Yeah, no, I haven't. But I mean, I know Luke leaves Leia, and you're like, okay, but if you look at it, Han started as the loner with no friends. Mm-hmm. The whole point of the original trilogy was now he has a family, but we have to hit the reset button on him already. Like, he learned nothing from the original trilogy. Luke, like you said, and I agree, most optimistic person, right? Not just in New Hope, but Empire Strikes Back.
Well, he would never, like, he went to the Emperor and his father. He went up against the whole Empire in the Return of the Jedi without even his lightsaber, with handcuffs on, to try to bring his father back to the light. And never gave up hope. Hope. But then he's going to give in the fear, the thing that a Jedi Master should never do. He should be at the top of his game with Kylo in the tent. Yeah. And you know what? I can accept that too, if they show us how it got to that point. If they give a little backstory or something, I can accept that happening if they lead us there. And I don't think they led us to that point.
But you can't say, oh, it's because of all the bad things he's done since then. Well, Vader did just as many bad things, and he still had hope for Vader. And the cynical part of that, and there's just a lot that, and a lot of people have complained about this, and this is what they didn't like. And my brother loved Force Awakens when he first saw it. Then, as he started,
I still like it. It just it doesn't lead in. Then the sequel happens, and actually, The Last Jedi I actually like more than I used to compared to the Rise of Skywalker. I can't even watch that one. I cannot even watch that one.
Yeah,
I tried to watch it so many times. I have it digitally, and I just can't watch it. I'm just like,
yeah. Every time. Basically, from what I hear, it changes everything, because the whole time we're talking about Anakin being the chosen one, right? Mm-hmm. That's all about the prequel trilogy and stuff. But yet, from what I understand from Rise of Skywalker, none of that counts either. Because
I can't even explain the Rise of Skywalker. It's just it's a mess.
I really wish, and I've said this before, I really wish, instead of trying to make a sequel trilogy, shoot something hundreds of years in the future where, it's far away. You can put new characters, new spin, same universe, but that way no one has to compare and contrast. But trying to force your story and say, this was George's story, but ours is the most important of all. And we've changed the feel of at least his original trilogy. I don't know. So it's just one of those
Matt,
things. Yeah.
What about the Mandalorian and stuff like that? Have you watched that? No? Why?
No.
Come on.
And I well, it's just not for me. This is my story, and they have their own story, and that's fine. I have a lot of friends who like Mandalorian. It's
so exciting.
I'm glad you like it. Do you like The Bad Batch?
That I couldn't finish yet. I'll have to go back to. I wasn't feeling it. You never not feel it at the time, and I'll revisit and I'll like it better then.
Right.
It just feels. It feels too much like I got enough with the Clone Wars. I like the Bad Batch episode at the end of the Clone Wars. It's where they came from, and I just wasn't. I'd rather something new there too in the animated series. Yeah.
I feel the same way about Filoni's Clone Wars. It started off strong, and then it just got way too long in the tooth, and the stories got really dumber. And I enjoyed a few things, like Cad Bane. I thought was really cool, but then they do stupid stuff with him too, and it's like, when will this stop? And but and I never saw the newer season that came out afterwards. But anyway. Going to Cobra Kai, one of my favorite shows.
Okay.
I love it. I think they manage with Netflix. They didn't have much. With YouTube, they didn't have much money, but they utilized it well and put together a really great show, I thought. And I understand where you're saying it drags a little bit here and there, but You have to
I
make
mean,
that
there's dips in quality. It could be a little cheesy at times, but it's overall very fun. It's a lot of fun.
And if the cheesy comes from Joey Lawrence's,
Oh,
man
he's
at a
my
time,
favorite. No,
and
he's my favorite. That's the most accurate.
he's great. I even love most of the young cast. Usually the young cast is faceless, but they've done a good job in developing a lot of those people. Like Hawk is fantastic. I can't remember who Johnny's sidekick is now, but he's great too. So there's some really good characters. I'm so on LaRusso's daughter. She just hasn't meshed well with me yet. And then Robbie, I think he's kind of flat.
Okay.
Joey Lawrence's son. I just find him flat. Like I want to like him, but he looks like someone from like '90s Full House comedy show with this. Blonde.
I mean that's what I mean. I think that some of the cheesiness comes from the younger cast. I get that. But it's still a great show.
Oh no, it is. And
I do think people were hyperbolic about how great it is, though. But that is the way to do like a to the next generation is include them. That's what we missed from the sequel trilogy. Is like a proper handoff that still respects everything and still feels authentic to the original characters. Like,
absolutely. And I'm super excited because this season Terry Silver's coming back as a joke. Max, when the series came out, I don't know if you remember this. Karate Kid showed in theaters, and then afterwards they showed you the first 2 episodes of Cobra Kai. Yeah. And so we went out to the movies to see it. And I said, hey guys, before we start watching Cobra Kai, though, we got to watch Karate Kid 2 and 3. And I was being kind of facetious because 3 is over the top, really cheesy, not very good, the poorest of the 3. But yet I was shocked in like even season 1, they mentioned it once. And then of course, season 3, they got a little bit more in depth by showing a young Terry Silver. I was like, are they going to incorporate 3? And he's coming back, and I could not be more excited. I think the writing is so smart. You talked about a good working of those. Like when his mom comes back from one episode, that's really all we needed. We needed to see her, and she didn't overstay her welcome. Elizabeth Shue comes in for an episode. That was great. But no one's overstaying their welcome, I feel.
Right. And it was rumored that the people that made it wanted to do Back to the Future, but who's in charge of Back to the Future? The director.
Surely Spielberg. Does he still have control over that?
No, not Spielberg. The guy that also did that Tom Hanks train movie and the animated films recently. I forget his name. He did. No. I forget. He didn't want to do it. So he's like, no, we're done. But they said we have a great idea. It's just if they're not gonna, we're gonna go with their recommendation not to do it. We're gonna respect it, but they have a definite idea. I would have loved to see Michael J. Fox come back, even in the condition he's in. And I love Michael J. Fox to see
Robert
them do
Zemeckis.
it. Robert Zemeckis, yes, that's it.
Thank you, Jamie.
That's it, Robert Zemeckis. He's like, I think he is in charge of the rights. Oh. If anyone,
it's sad because I would trust those guys because they're not just pitching. In Cobra Kai, it's not just pitching you nostalgia; it's pitching you a good story.
Yeah,
and it's respecting the old, even the cheesy Karate Kid 3. I mean, I really hated the next Karate Kid. I really hate that.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, it's so terrible. Don't, Matt. If you
I want to see it.
Don't watch it.
What did you think about the Jackie Chan and Will Smith's son reboot? That wasn't that bad.
It was fine. I like Jackie Chan, but I like what Jackie Chan said. He there's a reason his name wasn't Mr. Miyagi because he honors Pat Morita. He's like, no, I'm not going to play that character. You can call me someone else, but I'm not going to play that character. That is him. He is a great, and I appreciate. I thought that was really nice of Jackie Chan to, say, no, I'm not playing the iconic guy. You call me Mr. Han. I'll go by that, and we'll do the story. So I thought that was nice. And I mean, in a way, that could still be in the Karate Kid universe. I don't know if they'll ever get Jaden to come in and throw some kicks in there. But either way, though, I'm excited. Even if they want to bring Hilary Swank from Karate Kid 4 or whatever.
That would be interesting.
I guess. But I do enjoy 3 because I loved it as a kid. I didn't realize how cheesy and over the top.
I have to revisit the second and third one. I haven't watched them in so long.
The second one is pretty decent, better than I remembered. And the third one, it's over the top 80s.
Mhm.
It's really, it's a little cheesy, but I cherish it because as a kid, hook, line, and sinker. I thought everything was wonderful. I didn't realize everyone was hamming it up, and it's not as good.
Mhm.
So another one, and this is one that we talked about a while back, Titans. You
Yes.
you like it, and you laughed at me because I told you I thought season 2 was so friggin' awful that I said I can't do this anymore. They dragged me through the mud on season 1, and season 2 it got worse, and I said I can't do it anymore. But you're saying season 3 is the best it's ever been.
Yes, it is. I mean, in my opinion, a lot of my friends' opinion, the Red Hood is great. I mean, but this is also conversation too with a lot of my friends are really to the source material. I mean, this is a problem. This is not a problem, but a critique in a lot of fandoms is too stuck to the source material that they can't accept any certain changes. I too was this way, Matt, at the beginning, and I've done my hate videos, Kathy Kennedy and stuff, but then I've taken a step back, and I even like with does Hollywood need to do? They're out of ideas, another reboot, another sequel. People own those rights. They have the right to try. I'm going to try to keep it open minded, try to find good in it. Is what I try to do now. I wasn't always like that. I try to do that now. So it's too stuck to the source material or too narrow-minded of what we want from characters or story points. It has to be different in some ways. It has to be.
Well, I mean, no. And I'm not, but my problem is why make a Teen Titans when you have zero money to afford to make it look good? It should have been called Robin because he's really the interesting character. And Jason Todd, I remember I've only seen the first 2 seasons. Jason Todd is excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I was really enjoying that relationship and everything.
The context was it was for the DC app. The shows didn't have super high budget. I subscribed to it. So I saw all that right away before it was on HBO Max. And now the budget is higher. That's on HBO Max. But the Warner Brothers is still it is about Teen Titans, though, Christopher. It is about
Teen. Now, I know
still is about Teen Titans.
But here's what I'll say here is there is a show that is on a budget that I think does a good job. It's The Boys from Amazon.
Yes.
And they use their money well, and it doesn't feel cheap. And obviously they're trying to save money as much as they could so they can it reminds me of old CW Smallville. You start off with a big bang, CGI, big action, and then do nothing for 20 episodes until the very season finale where you have to have this big old super bad.
Yeah, that gets boring.
They had to bankroll their money, and that's exactly what Titans felt like. Now, when you have Robin, and I wish they were hardly in their costumes in season 2 at all. And it took they were teasing Nightwing all through season 2. We never got to see him to the very end. Yes, that's nice, but that's because they had a budget by then. And I'm not saying Deathstroke was bad. It was nice to see him too. But the thing is, though, I just wish it really would have been the Robin show. And I love Jason Todd. I love the idea of him, on the cycle, playing around the mansion when, Bruce Wayne is gone. That's funny. It's very Jason Todd. I also like when you see a young Robin with I can't remember who he's sitting with. It was Wonder Woman's. Oh gosh, what's her name? Wonder Woman's sidekick. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
While the Justice League is meeting downstairs, they're stuck up there. I just thought that was great. That's the kind of stuff that I wanted to see more of. And I wish they would have just called it Robin, where Robin goes off on his own. He could be pissed at Batman and meet Jason Todd, maybe give him some pointers. Maybe and then push your story in, because then you don't have to say, oh man, we can't have Beast Boy change. Let's have him change off camera, or let's just have him not change, and let's have him sit here and talk in front of the camera for 20 boring minutes. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest, as Teen Titans go, I was never the biggest fan. I know who they were, but I didn't really follow them that much. But for me,
I liked Young Justice back in the day, the first 2 seasons of the animated series a lot.
Oh, a lot of people love that.
Yeah.
I never got to see that one.
Oh, no, that's if you have HBO Max, that's real. They brought that back too, but I honestly haven't watched much of the new stuff because it wasn't grabbing me still. I'm not against it or anything. I just wasn't feeling it. Donna Troy. Yes.
Thank you. Couldn't think of her name. Wonder Girl. Yeah, Donna Troy. So, you hold on. You don't watch Doom Patrol, correct?
I'm a weird guy. Look, I'm wearing a mask on the internet. I love masks. I have a bunch of them. Oh, this is the only one that I can stream with.
And why is that?
Because I tried to stream in my Darth Vader helmet by Hasbro, and it was a disaster. People couldn't hear me. I was fogging up. I couldn't see the chat. I went blind, and I had to stop the stream. It was an absolute disaster. I was hot. Yes, people that wear helmets. It's not very realistic. Even Star Wars. How could they do anything in these helmets? Yeah, they make it look great for the movies or the shows. If you tried to do anything through these helmets, it would be impossible. You wouldn't be seeing anything. You wouldn't be seeing Jedi jumping around. You would need the Force. Yes, if you had the Force, maybe it's possible to fight in a helmet. That's what you would need to fight in these helmets. Yes, you need to be like Darth Vader. Anyone else that has a helmet, and no wonder the stormtroopers can't hit shit. They can't see shit. They're fogging up. Yeah.
No wonder. It at all.
No.
My other question is, what other TV shows are you watching? Because there's a lot of good. Let me ask you this. I'm excited about 2 shows coming out. One is the renewed Dexter. My wife and I love Dexter. She can't wait for the new
I've never got into Dexter. I'm open to it though.
Wow. Yes. Okay. It was.
I mean, that's one that's like on my list. Like not a bucket list, but a to stream list.
And just like everyone says, it peaks at season 4, and then kind of it maybe dips a little bit at the end, and then the ending is unfair.
I've heard.
And a lot of people are upset about that. So this is kind of make up for that ending. So yeah, Arthur, you're right. Yeah, 1 through 4, everyone talks about it was a big hayride. And to me, 5, 6, 7, it was slowly. It didn't really, I didn't ever say, well, that wasn't a good season. I said, well, that was good. Not as good as 4. Nothing was good as 4. But the thing is, though, the way they ended it was wrong, and the writers had a brain fart because it was like, I've never seen How I Met Your Mother.
There's very few shows that end strong, end the strongest. Yeah. There's a lot of shows that
I thought Next Generation, Star Trek Next ended strong. I don't know if you've seen The Shield.
I was really into The Shield at one point, but I never finished it.
It ends, in my opinion, it ends strong. Rescue Me, a lot of FX shows I love.
I know about Rescue Me. I heard people talk about, but I never got into that one.
Yeah. But there have been some, but you're right. A lot of them just kind of fall flat. And
it's the nature of the business. They're always worried about starting, and then they don't really they don't really consider finishing, because that's not where the money's at. The money's in starting lots of things. A lot of the best talent start shows, and they move on to another project, and then the B team comes in. Is really what happens.
Right,
because they like, just say J.J. Abrams, and he's a controversial. He starts everything. He very rarely finishes anything. It's because his production company makes so much money starting new shows.
Well, he's so frustrating because he has this great idea, but he never knows how to end it. It's like,
but he's rewarded for his template, because he makes more money jumping onto the next show and giving it to someone else to finish.
It's what gives him.
He doesn't have to. Yeah.
Well,
he's making a lot of. He's capitalized on that.
Super 8. Okay. Mm-hmm. Super 8 is a great movie if you stop it 10 minutes before it's over.
Because I don't remember what happens to that.
It's E.T. at the end. Okay. I mean, it is almost shot for shot. And you're like,
well, that's one of the things with JJ. He's too much of an homage to Spielberg and not enough fresh ideas.
And I don't mind homages, but you gotta give me something. And it was so off character. Like, this is the creature we have to. He just wants to go home. Wait, what? After all that? Heck no! Blow him away. He's destroyed half the city and people too. He's not some poor lost alien. I don't know. Anyway, sorry for spoilers on that one, folks. If you haven't seen Super 8.
No, that's a good movie. That's like that's one of my favorites of his.
It's good. No, it's great until the.
Are you a Star Trek fan too, or just Star Wars?
Yeah, I like Star Trek.
What about the J.J. Abrams Star Trek?
The first one's okay. The second one is abysmal, and the third one, I know he didn't do that one, but that ended up being the best for me because it felt more like a fun adventure. and I was shocked because I thought it was going to suck, and I guess maybe I lowered my expectations too much.
I have to watch the second and third one over. Yeah, the first one's my favorite there too. Just like The Force Awakens. I love The Force Awakens in isolation. It's just where it leads to. Like, that was fun. It was fun. It wasn't the best ever, but it was fun. They're all the characters. I like all of the characters in the sequel trilogy. I think they deserve better. That's the problem.
Now, that's one thing. I hear you like Discovery.
Yes, I love Discovery. Yes. I am completely shocked. My expectations were like that because I've heard all the haters online.
Yeah.
And I like Star Trek. I like some of the old series. But I am shocked at the hate this is getting. It got.
I mean, Enterprise didn't get much love, and I loved Enterprise.
Enterprise is my favorite. I like Scott Bakula.
There's a good friend of mine who was gung-ho about Discovery with me, and we watched it. He goes to bed every night watching a Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
He watches the original series and the new, mainly Next Generation. But
my wife loves Discovery. She's like, and at first, and she's not a big Star Trek fan.
Well,
I think it has high stakes. There's a lot of action.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily, maybe that's, I know there's also, I don't want to go into the usual talking points about women taking over roles of male characters. I don't foresee that yet. I'm only like 6 episodes in the first season.
Oh, okay.
Wow, cringe. People are saying, are you talking about me liking Discovery?
I mean, here's the thing. My buddy stopped. The biggest Star Trek fan stopped. I finished through. I watched that little mini season, and another good friend of mine who was saying, Matt, come on. What? Because he wanted to talk to me about, because he can't find anyone to talk to about season 2. I was like, Rich, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Really?
I can't. And I gave Picard a chance.
I didn't watch Picard yet.
I didn't watch I didn't like the main premise because I won't ruin anything for you here, but what's his name? Patrick Stewart said this is not a Next Generation reboot. You know, it's not it's a totally different story. It's like, okay. But then he just went back in to try to pull as many people as he could from the original series, but not make them the main characters. But then the whole storyline makes zero sense why you wouldn't bring the main characters in. Don't make a story that's centric around the main characters if you're not going to. I mean, they make little guest star appearances, but if this was really happening and it happened to, it's pertain. Do you know the whole story arc of season 1?
For Discovery?
Yeah. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Picard.
No. I have I don't know anything. I don't know any. Well, what happened is I just got Peacock for a free trial, which I think I'm going to keep at least the 1 month because I was about to rent with my wife The Quiet Place 2, and you could watch it now for free trial, and that's a great movie. I don't know if anyone watched that. Great movie, and that's why I got it, and I'm like, all right, let's see what else is here before the trial ends, and I might actually pay for another month.
That's the only movie I have seen in theaters this year.
I saw Shang-Chi. That's my first movie from since the pandemic started. You know,
my buddy just watched that. We talked about it last night, folks. It's going to be Bruce came back to the podcast, folks. We won't do it till like a few weeks later, but spoilers, he loved Shang-Chi. He thought it was great.
Because I value a different opinion. Christopher Nelson, were you saying cringe because I like Discovery? I'm just trying to get clarification. Because he's saying Picard is great, but he said, "Oh, cringe! Wow, cringe! Is that why?" I'm not hating on you on it. I'm just wondering, do you really think it's that cringy? Without specifics, so don't spoil it for me. But you really think it's that cringe?
Well, remember, you've only made it through the first few episodes of season 1, correct?
I think I'm like 5, 6, 7, 8 episodes, 6 or 7, I think.
I watched it and it just wasn't gelling with me.
At the beginning, or did the whole what did happen? Did it fall? Did it fall through at the end for you?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I can't spoil anything.
No. I don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah, I don't want to give any spoilers either if you haven't seen it. But there's one person in particular, who I just thought was almost reading their lines from cue cards. They were so bad. But I don't want to talk about that yet because you haven't watched the whole thing, so you don't have a full opinion yet. But I thought that was just so terrible. But anyway,
can I ask you a question then, Matt?
Yeah.
Why are you more open to new Star Trek than new Star Wars? Because you said you've watched these things, but the Star Wars, you're like, this is all I need. But
no,
for Star Trek, you're like, okay.
Yeah, great question. Okay, well, when the original trilogy came out, George Lucas said no more. Right now, he always changes his mind, but he had said no more for what, 20 or 20 years or something, almost. And so then the books started coming out, and they started telling the story of what happens after Return of the Jedi. And I started getting hooked on the books, and I love the story, and I was really into this. And all these books, the comic books, the children's stories, everything ties in together. I mean, they made one full continuity with very little contradictions. And so that was really ingrained in me. And then when Disney took over, I had a bad feeling. Everyone's seen my old video I made.
You got a bad feeling about this?
Well, yeah, I went with the day that I heard the news. I got on my camera. I did a video real quick, and I was like, the EU's done, folks. They're not going to keep it. And I said, that sucks. And then I was questioning if I would even follow Star Wars, because I got so attached to this story. This story means more to me than the original trilogy, because it was just done so well. And like a children's book has a connection to another book, which has a connection to a comic book. Everything kept in continuity. I was like, this is beautiful. And that's why I was hoping they would push the movies out further, because and to be honest, I think they should have, because everyone is going to compare that sequel trilogy to the original trilogy, and that's unfair because these are classics. These are classics. And
what about the prequels? I love the prequels too.
The prequels are fine too, and prequels would be even better. A lot of people have said, prequel lovers have said that too, and I don't hate the prequels either. But I think they have their problems. So
I respect your decision there, but what about other stuff coming up? There's nothing that's gonna say I want to watch this, like the Obi-Wan or none of the potential projects you've heard of.
Yeah, they're retelling
Rogue Squadron.
They're retelling stories they're pulling stuff out of here, putting it into movies, putting it into TV shows, putting it into this. And by the way, a lot of people are upset about that. And I've said this before. That's okay. I mean, I don't like it, but Disney owns Lucasfilm. They own it. So they can take as much here that they want, and they can use it.
What about fan stuff? Do you like fan film stuff?
I don't watch many fan films, even though
because Star Wars Theory made that little thing. I was just interested if you don't go those Disney Lucas or Disney Star Wars way, maybe you would be open to fan stuff.
But the good news is my life isn't. I mean, at one point it was defined by just a Star Wars fan, and now I've been opened up to different. Like you stopped buying steel cases. I got out of Star Wars, and I still love this. I could talk about this all day because it's something I love. But I also am a fan of board games. People know I love baseball too, even though I rarely talk about it because then I lose 20 subscribers every time I start mentioning the Mets. So, but there's different things that I can enjoy.
Yeah, there's lots of different fandoms.
And I love reading too. So, I mean, there's tons of other hobbies I have. This was, and this still is, this is a part of my life. But do I need it going forward? It's almost like, okay, we're dumping all this out the airlock, and now we're going to say reset, and now you have to buy every little thing that's coming out from here on. No, I'm not going to do it. If you want to knock over the sandcastle, I'll just take my books and I'll go home. And I'm not. I mean, I like the EU stuff, but I'm more a casual fan of that. But I really want to see like a live action Thrawn and stuff. That would probably make you cringe or something. You're like, don't touch it. No, I mean, no. It's one of those things. And I mean, you're more of a visual guy. I mean,
that's true.
Love of movies and TV shows, and I think that's great. That's fine. A lot of people love, and I know I've said this on my channel before, and a lot of people are like this. A lot of people do audiobooks. I don't technically think you're reading an audiobook. I think you're listening to it. I have no problem with that. My best friends do nothing but audiobooks now. That's how we can talk. I will read the actual book. They will listen to it in the car, and that's fine.
I respect that.
And that's fine. I have no problem with that. At least I have someone to talk to about books about. But it's not for me. Audiobooks have never been for me. Now I've listened to a few audiobooks, but the thing is though, I would rather read it. And all that is personal preference.
And no new books either though. Like no Disney, Star Wars, all this material coming out now.
No, but remember there's other things I can enjoy.
Yeah. No, I'm not criticizing there. I'm just wondering like if it's to the movies and TV series, or if it's also to the new books coming out, like the High Republic, which I haven't read myself, but the internet's gone crazy about it. What about games? Star Wars games? Is that a medium that you can say fresh? Like, okay, I can enjoy a game in Star Wars.
As much as I was into Star Wars back in the day, and everyone knows this, I think everyone knows this on my channel. I did not, and I love video games too. Back in the day, I rarely got a Star Wars game. It's kind of weird. It's like when I was into video games, we're talking Halo, we're talking Mario Brothers, we're talking, Batman Arkham City and stuff. But I just never got excited about the new Star Wars game. You're thinking, wait, Matt, didn't you say this was part of it? Yes, and it still was. But for some reason, that didn't cross over much with Star Wars, video games and Star Wars. I got a few things, but it was way back in the day, like X-Wing Rogue Squadron for N64 is my favorite game. But the thing is, though, other than that, and then some of the Super Nintendo, original trilogy Star Wars.
Oh,
games.
yeah.
But other than that, no. And the thing is, though, it doesn't. I do a lot of this, but this is my area of Star Wars that I enjoy, and I'll happily talk about it. Other than that, I can talk about. I mean, here we are talking about movies and TV shows and other stuff like that. There's just other things I can enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even though I want them to continue this story, I hope they one day do, because then I'll get back into it, because this is the story that I like. This is my piece that I like from it. Like you said, you don't have to like the sequel to be a Star Wars fan. You don't have to like the sequel trilogy at all. You don't. You're not interested in that. But you may be interested in certain other things, like The Mandalorian.
It hurt my fandom of Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, for a while, and then The Mandalorian happened, and it's not perfect, but it's good enough where I'm super excited about Star Wars again. It's something I could rewatch more often. I'm happy to go back to it.
And if you dislike the sequel trilogy so much, I got some friends I can introduce you to.
Oh, I think I know some of them. They might introduce me to all of them.
Okay. All right. Might have to do that. All right.
Okay.
So I want to ask just some fun questions here, because I don't know how many people know Max. They haven't been. No one's asked the tough questions like, what's your favorite ice cream?
I used to like Superman ice cream a lot.
Shut up. What is Superman? What's in Superman?
It's an ice cream where I live. Some of the ice cream shops had it. It's just like a lot of fruity colors together. I don't know. I like mint chocolate chip. I like mint chocolate chip.
That's a good one. I'd always go for some mint chocolate chip there. Yeah, I would. And hold on, is Superman your favorite superhero?
No, Batman.
Yeah, I love Batman.
I like and that's why I like Zack Snyder and Zack Snyder's Justice League. He kept the kryptonite around. He'll keep that. He's a smart dude.
I'll be honest, and we mentioned this right before we went live. He knows I don't like the Snyder cut.
I know, and that hurts. That hurts.
I will say this: I'm not a Ben Affleck hater. I think he did a great job as Batman.
Did you like Batman v Superman?
Oh, I hated that too.
Oh God.
The thing is, I'm more DC than I am Marvel.
Okay.
I read DC.
Well, what about have you been watching the new DC stuff? Like Wonder Woman 84, the Suicide Squad.
I thought Wonder Woman 84 was a horrible disaster. Yes. And it's sad. It's sad that they let that woman do anything she wanted, because they should have come in and said no. A lot, and it's a shame, because as decent as the first one was, it's still not I think my favorite. No, wait a minute. Did I change my favorite? I can't remember. What was the last DC? Oh, you know what? The new Suicide Squad was really good.
Okay. I have mixed feelings on that. I didn't like that as much.
Well, it's James Gunn, R-rated.
I like James Gunn. Yeah, that's controversial. I like the first Suicide Squad up to the first half of that movie is fire. The first half of the movie, and then again, WB at that moment in time was very controlling of, and not only WB, Kathy Kennedy and Disney Star Wars too. Remember, they took over Rogue One, and they took over Solo at that time too. For some reason, there was so much studio interference with films at that time. It wasn't just WB. There was a lot of people, and Fantastic Four stick. You know how they say that Fantastic Four reboot? For some reason, they were really messing with directors at that time. Taking over. Wait,
you just reminded me. So Chucky is having his own TV show. Do you know? You're into Child's Play or whatever?
Yeah, I'm not like horror's and this may seem weird to your viewers. I wear a lot of masks on the internet, but horror is not my genre. I respect it. I respect it. My wife loves it. I've watched the recent Chucky reboot with Mark Hamill as the voice. I thought it was fun.
My wife loves Chucky. She refused to watch that movie because it didn't have the original.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Teresa. But guys, I'm going to be doing a Babylon 5 stream on Open Air Like Policy with Teresa very soon. You want to check that out.
Babylon 5.
Yeah, Babylon 5. She's watching Babylon 5 for the first time.
Okay.
So
I never finished that one. I respect it. I watched a little bit of it, but
the only problem with it now is the dated CGI, but story-wise, it's solid. Story-wise, it's solid. But anyway, no, my wife loved the original, and those movies, even though I'm so on them, they do have continuity. Well, this TV show is going to be so dragging. I think it's taking I think it's obvious it's taking its cue from Cobra Kai and saying, if we remain true to the source material, because they're bringing everyone back. The original kid from Child's Play has grown up. He's going to be in it. I think his mom's going to be in it. His sister's going to be in it. Jennifer Tilly is coming back. And everyone from the show. And
that's going to be fun. That kind of stuff really gets the fans hyped. Yeah.
Oh, my wife's super pumped for this. And
where is that going to be on?
Oh, dang it. You say that now and I can't remember.
Because my wife will probably want to watch that, but the streaming services I'm subscribed to is getting, even though they saved me money by not buying Steelbooks and Blu-rays, it is getting ridiculous too, though. Like, I don't think I could keep Peacock once I finish Discovery. I'm probably just going to watch that for a month and then binge it and then, cancel the subscription. But it's probably going to be another new one.
I just found out that what's that? CBS All Access it turned into Paramount Plus. I didn't even know that. My buddy's like, "Do you have Paramount Plus?" I went, well, there's another streaming thing. What do they have? And he was
wait, that's the one I'm on, Paramount Plus.
Oh, Paramount Plus. Yeah.
That's the one that has Star Trek.
Interesting stuff on there.
Yeah. I mean, it's there's not a lot, but there's a little bit. If you're already a Star Trek fan, you've seen everything.
Yeah, that's the thing, and it has all the Star Trek.
I did like that they had The Quiet Place already, though, and it's like $20 to run everywhere else. I was like, okay,
that's good.
The Quiet Place too. That's why
you went to theaters, Shang-Chi for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be? Because I want to go back to theaters. I definitely,
Well, I don't know how you feel about masks and whatever. I'm not getting into that because I used to get into it, but now I'm avoiding that subject online. For obvious reasons, but I went with a mask. I also have to. I have the. I got the jab. I went with them because I have to, because I take care of my parents that are homebound, and for my own health too. I'm a bigger guy. I got to be real. So I felt comfortable enough at the theater that I'm going to go back again. Me and my wife had a lot of fun, but I had the mask on the whole time.
That's fine. Yeah, we would go, and but the thing is, though, there's just nothing that is grabbing me to go see. And I mean, everyone, because everyone knows how much I love Dune. I read the books, I love them.
Oh yes.
I mean, yes, it looks epic, but at the same time, I am trying the hardest not to get my hopes up because I'm someone who loves source material, and it seems like the movies always try to.
Well, if it's Denis Villeneuve, he's the ones that's going to try the hardest to keep it to source material.
And I hope so. But see, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
The main problem is most likely there's a lot of scenarios where you're never going to get the sequel and very few where you're going to. It's really got to make a lot of money. And it's day and date HBO Max, which I'm happy about.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard WB from Movie News, because I do a lot of movie talk on my channel, that WB said no filming 1 and 2 back to back, which, man, was that a mistake? I am just dreading if we never get a sequel to it, because I don't want to give spoilers either, but there's actually people who are releasing reviews already. They're not like going into spoilers, but they're giving it a slightly lower score. They're saying it's great, but it kind of just, in spoiler warning if you want to know nothing, but I'm not really going to reveal much except just ends. Like, it's not, you're going to want to see the continuation. It like pretty much just ends. And they didn't film 1 and 2 back to back. And what's it going to take to get everyone back, film that now in today's climate for filming, and get everything set up? I mean, if they go straight to filming the second one when they released the first one. Okay, I'm okay then. I could wait. But this is also Warner Brothers. They wait. They drag their feet too long. They don't show any confidence in anything.
That's true.
So I'm really concerned. And a lot of my friends I'm looking forward to Dune. I'm not a huge Dune fan, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm more interested in Ghostbusters Afterlife because I'm interested to see what they're going to be doing. Oh
there.
Yeah,
that's kind of shrouded in mystery a little bit for me.
Yeah, but, that looks like it's going to hit it out of the park. I think from everything I've seen, yeah.
I hope so. In the background, you have Terminator.
Yes.
I am one of maybe 3 people in the world who like Terminator Salvation.
I did too.
Wow, we're one of 4 now.
Although the end when they brought back Arnie, that was like, eh.
Well, they did that because he had to be in every one, right? So I didn't really mind.
But you might like me now for saying that, but you might not like that. I also found things to like about the other 2 as well. Not Genesis.
I got a free ticket to the whatever the last one. No, I didn't see the last one. What was the last
Dark
one?
Fate.
I never saw. I tried.
The Dark Fate was interesting, and it had good action, but no spoilers for you because you haven't seen it yet. But it pretty much ended samey as like the old films where they could have get. The director said he wanted to go a bold new direction with it, and they said no. They messed with his vision.
Yeah, it was. But Genesis was just so bad for me that I
don't love Genesis, but it was fun. I still had fun with it. It wasn't as horrible as, that's the problem with the internet. It's not as bad. It's not as good as people say. It's not as bad as people say. It was just okay.
Well, see, I even like the TV series.
Oh, no. The TV series is GOAT. It's like, besides the Terminator 2, the TV series is really good. Yeah, I think now that, what's her name from Game of Thrones? Leela Headey, they should bring that back, man.
Oh man, it was so, and it was going, I thought, in a great direction in season 2. And then and I remember because Terminator Salvation was coming out that next year, I said it's definitely going to get renewed another season because Terminator's hot right now, and they decided just to pull the plug on. I was like, no. But I was not a fan of Genesis, and I could not watch the last one. I mean, maybe I shouldn't go.
No, the last one is good. It's just that it's like it's the samey. Like there's nothing new bold in here. It's just like okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like
you want to be surprised a little bit with a new direction or something. That's why Salvation was good. It was different.
Like you mentioned, not liking Bill and Ted's.
Oh God. I don't want to hate on things anymore. I did that. I admit my mistake.
You can hate on it.
No, but that was I can't watch it ever again. No, I'm not. I didn't even make a review or nothing. I'm just like, no, I don't want to.
Hey, do you like John Wick?
Oh yeah,
I love John.
Oh,
Wick.
what about the Matrix? Are you okay? Are you gonna say first one was good, second one there's fun stuff, and the third one's horrible? Because I love all 3. The first one is the best.
First
obviously
by far. The second one is great, except for I have maybe 2 problems. Of course, everyone makes fun of the architect at the end because no one knows what he's saying. It's all cryptic. But my biggest problem was the cave rave scene. I was like, what are they doing? It looks like an MTV commercial here.
I like that. It's fun.
It was so out of character for the entire show. But other than those 2, I thought it was a great movie. I thought 2 was great.
What about 3?
3, I got to admit, they dropped the ball in a lot of cases here.
But you also have people in mechs and stuff. There was some great.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Okay,
it's not bad. It's just
not my favorite.
It's my least of the 3. Now with the new one, I have no idea what the heck is going on in the trailer. I know you tried to make sense of it, but I don't know what the heck.
Well, I just gave a weird theory, and
well, you have to because that trailer didn't tell you nothing.
I mean, but it looked fun, and I like the new actors. I mean, if you see blue hair, do you immediately think woke? Does anyone in the chat want to say that? Because I mean, that's what a lot of the reactions are. Because I'm like think of like Cyberpunk, the video game. A lot of that cyberpunk type content, video games and stuff. Always people have crazy hair and stuff. So
mean,
of course
you're gonna
that
have
character
crazy
fits.
people with crazy looks and everything. And
Yeah.
the thing is, though, I'm interested. I'm interested to see what they got. I hope if they're going to do something that it starts turning up in upward.
So are you going to watch it on HBO Max? You have
Sure.
HBO Max. Okay,
Sure.
cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'll watch that. And then I hear John Wick 4 is coming out end of the year. I don't know if that's still the case now. You never know.
Probably that makes
But
a
I
lot of
can't
money.
wait for that one because I just recently watched all three with my dad, who was just like, I don't know if you've seen the movie Nobody, written by the same writer.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Nobody's fantastic. It's what's his name from Better Call Saul? Can't think of the actor's name right now, but he's great in it. Nobody is fantastic.
I'll have to check that out. I haven't heard
if you
of that
like
one.
John Wick, if John Wick is the Avengers, Nobody is
although I'm changed my ways on critique and I don't expectations of projects. So as much as I was like, I don't want to say they shouldn't do a Wick 4. I'm just like, okay, it's starting to be a little stale on me because also 3 was really good.
I thought 3 was the best.
Yeah. So I don't want to be that person and say don't make another one. So I want to be open to it. I would if to be the say the truth though, I would prefer Keanu Reeves do a new franchise, start something new instead of just doing Wick 4. Something action based too, something new. But then I'm also really happy about Matrix Force. But I would love for my expectations to be subverted and be like, yeah, give me Wick 5, after I see it.
Yeah, and since it was moving in a what's the best word to say, upward manner. So I'm a little bit more positive that that's going to be good and worth it. But then again, you just never know. You just never know. But I trust that the writers have thought this through and they're going to do it because it just seems that they're getting the character down, they're getting their beats down, they're getting 3 had more backstory of the world of it was world building for those, that is a world of assassins that we'd never seen. I mean, we saw a little bit in the movies prior, the second movie, but nothing is this grand. So it looks like they have a better idea and maybe better direction of where they're going, and I feel confident in that. So to be honest, if that movie is still coming out this year, you never know with the COVID schedule, but if that movie's coming out, that would be my most anticipated movie, I think. But I'm ready to see Matrix Revolution, ready to see Ghostbusters Afterlife. I just want to go back to the theaters. It's just kind of hard because as you know, I have 2 little twin girls, and
yes,
it's kind of hard to get out. But maybe Max will move down to Louisiana, folks, and then he can babysit the kids. I think Uncle
Uncle Matt,
you can wear the mask too.
I'm an uncle now. Okay.
Yeah, you can wear the mask too. Yeah. Well, remember, didn't they come on that stream and wave at you? I can't remember.
So. Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, they're not afraid of masks. I walk around. We were walking around little mascot masks the other night, just having fun.
No. What if the twins grow up and they say, "Dad, I want you to see Ray's story"?
And I'll say, "No, but you go for
it."
No,
I want to watch it. No, I want to. No, you cannot do that when they say. They say, "Dad, it's my birthday. Let's watch The Force Awakens."
Okay, I'll tell you this: my brother
with like the puppy dog eyes.
My
like,
brother,
Dad, you will not say no.
Yeah. My brother hates the prequels. He absolutely despises the prequels. He thinks they're garbage. So when his children, he didn't tell his children that the prequels existed. They didn't know until later on. Some kids at school told them, and they said, "Dad, what's the prequels?" He went, "Ugh." He said, "You can watch them, but I'm not going to watch them with you." He wasn't forbidding them to watch. He was like, "But I said, so what'd you do?" He went, "I walked out of the room." I was like, "Shut up, you did." So, I mean, if he can do it. But the thing is, though, if my kids say, "Dad, I don't want you to read these books to me anymore at night. I want to read, Barbie Dream Date." Okay, Dad's going to read Barbie Dream Date. Other stuff like they don't have to like the same things I like. Yes, I will be crushed if they don't like playing board games because I need a board game group. But other than that, though, they'll have their own likes and dislikes. But, who knows? The missus watched Force Awakens. You know what made her mad about it?
What?
That she loves R2-D2, and she hates that BB-8 was the kind of replacement droid. and R2D2 to her is her favorite character, and so she didn't watch everything else because of BB-8. It's like they think he's so cute and everything. He's nothing compared to R2. R2's better. She just tell me all the things she loved about R2.
It is your show, but I do have to give like a 5-minute warning that we may want to jump over to my stream because I got a friend in there already. So I could be here for like 5 more minutes. And
no, we can end it now. Because I'll talk to you in the back after this. But hey, guys, first off, Max, thank you. It was over a year in the waiting, but
yeah,
hey,
I'll come back and then just so you guys know, I don't just I mean, I'm not gonna say everything I do on my channel here. It's controversial, but I don't just criticize others. I'm also doing something positive for fandom. Me and a bunch of other YouTubers and potentially Matt will have to see come on and talk about Star Wars. But we're doing a fandom awards December 4th of this year. 12-hour stream, all goes to charity. I'm giving my whole paycheck in December to a charity where we haven't decided yet. And you know, what can we, you know, fandom is there's very different opinions, but what's one thing mostly everyone agrees on? The Oscars suck and fandoms can suck. Well, let's make them both better. And we're doing votes, polls and stuff to vote on categories instead of an academy of people that can be out of touch. It's just the fans voting on like best movie and stuff and all kinds of fun categories. So definitely, if you're interested, go check that out. And then potentially we'll have to see if Matt wants to at least watch or something, potentially be on. The only issue I foresee is you haven't seen the new content. And if we bring up Star Wars, they're going to be tough. But you have a lot to say, though, too. So we'll see.
Sure.
We'll see.
Sure. But anyway, so thanks for finally making it on. Thanks for making the time. Folks, thanks for showing up. I may be streaming later on this week. I don't know. Something has to happen here. But I mentioned on my channel update, I did have some exciting news. And hopefully I'll share it either this week or definitely next week. But anyway, guys, again, thank you, Max, for coming on. Folks, thanks for being here. And hopefully